A long, long time ago, there lived in a distant kingdom the most smug king that ever lived. His name was Filiberto, and what he liked the most was looking at himself in the mirror that he carried with him everywhere. Even when he rode a horse, he hung the mirror around the animal's neck. "I'm so handsome. I will never get tired of looking at myself," Filiberto said to himself one day when he had gone out for a walk on the back of his horse. But suddenly, an old big-girl woman crossed his path. "For charity, sir, would you not give me the mirror that hangs from your horse's neck?" "In town, I could exchange it for some bread." Listening to the old woman's proposal, Filiberto a little more and gives him a fit. "But what do you say, fool? Give you the mirror? Have you perhaps lost your mind? Get out of my way!" But the old woman did not move. Instead, she pulled back the hood that covered his face, and amid the sparks and magical flashes, she discovered her true identity. She was Blizzard, the Gruffy's witch. King considered. She screamed, "You were wrong to insult a witch," and muttering so that Filiberto could not hear her, she recited the following spell: "Barin Burwell, the mirror will be cruel, and you will no longer see your face, but your black soul in it." And saying that, he enveloped her in a large violet cloud and disappeared. "I'm not afraid of your spells," Filiberto yelled, feigning indifference. But out of the corner of his eye, he peeked at the reflection in the mirror to reassure himself. She surely has son as she saw herself. "I'm horrible." And that the image that the mirror returned to him was not that of the usual handsome young man, but that of a monstrous being with green skin and full of warts. "It just can't be!" She shouted as she galloped back to the castle, panicked. As soon as they arrived, Filiberto anxiously locked himself in this room and did not want to go out to eat, or to have a snack, or to have dinner. And days passed and the spell, far from improving, worsened. Every morning, Filiberto looked at himself with fear in the mirror. And every morning, he discovered the image of an increasingly monstrous monster. He then began to absent himself from meetings with his ministers and completely neglected the affairs of his people. His subjects were becoming increasingly dissatisfied with him. "Our king is lazy," they said to each other. "He is good for nothing. He doesn't even leave his room." They were so indignant that one fine day they all went to the castle together and drew the king out without hesitation. "We don't want a lazy king," they shouted at him as poor Filiberto walked away from the palace. So quickly he had to flee that he could only take the enchanted mirror with him. "What am I going to do now?" he lamented as he wandered lost through the woods. "No one will want a king without a kingdom. No one will want a king without a kingdom." And wandering through the forest was he when he ran into the with blizzard again. "I hope you learn not to offend wishes," he told her. "Here, so you can see that I'm not so bad. I tried you the mirror for this crust of bread." And since Filiberto hadn't eaten for days, he accepted the witch's offer. But, of course, because even in misfortune, she remembered the good times she had spent looking at herself in him. As the witch disappeared, wrapped in a violet cloud, Filiberto went to the bank of a nearby stream with a crust of bread in his hands. There he bumped into another big girl, even poorer than himself. "Oh, how hungry I am! I don't even remember the last time I used my feet," the big girl complained. The king, who had indeed learned something from his misfortunes, took pity on the unfortunate man and kindly handed him the bread. "Take him," he told her. "It's not much, but we can share it." The poor beggar face lit up, and with a smile he replied, "Thanks, friend. I promise you that every piece of bread I get, I will also share with you." And so it was that for the first time in a long time, the king felt happy, and looking out of the corner of his eyes at his reflection in the stream, he found him a little less monstrous than the day before.